Hey guys, Coaster15 here. Today we'll be looking at the next coaster for each Six Flags park. This will be part 1 of a 2-part series, the other video being on Cedar Fair. So without any further ado, let's look at the next coaster for each Six Flags park. Let's start at the top of the chain and work our way down to the bottom. Obviously, the first park we'll look at is Six Flags Magic Mountain. This park has been teasing some sort of coaster or attraction that many people suspect will be a clone of Jersey Devil at Six Flags Great Adventure in New Jersey, so I'm gonna just roll with that. As for where, they have some land where Green Lantern used to be. Also, they have a games warehouse right next to that which they could easily relocate. I think it'll go there, so I predict the next coaster at Magic Mountain is a Jersey Devil clone where Green Lantern and the games warehouse is. Next up is Six Flags Great America. For this park, I can see several things happening, both having to do with American Eagle. Though this ride is fun and gets decent ridership, there's no denying it's seen better days. Sometimes I get off laughing hysterically because of how fun it is, and other times I get off screaming in pain. In 2018, they had to stop doing this ride because the helix shaked so violently when both trains raced. So during that off-season, they did some work to the helix to get it racing again, before more shaking occurred during the early 2019 season. At that point, the structure was deemed too weak to have both trains race on it simultaneously. I won't go too much more in depth about this topic, that's for a future video. Anyway, I can see RMC giving this ride a complete overhaul, possibly going the Iron Gwazi route and combining both sides into one ride. Zero Credit to Manning just made a really interesting and funny video about this topic, and in it he made a really solid point. If reasoning as to why Great America won't RMC American Eagle is Goliath, then, well, that's not a very reasonable answer, as Great America was once home to 2 aero loopers, 3 inverts with 2 of them right next to each other, and 2 wild mouses just 300 feet away. My other idea is that they could tear it all down and put it in an RMC Raptor. I honestly couldn't see them doing a Jersey Devil clone in this plot of land, as Jersey Devil's plot of land is 400 feet long and American Eagle's is 1,600 feet long. I could see some sort of record-breaking longest single rail coaster, not because I want it to be record-breaking, but because Six Flags loves records. Maybe it'll be an out-back layout instead of a double out-and-back like Jersey Devil. So my final prediction for Six Flags Great America is an RMC American Eagle or RMC Raptor. And our third park is Six Flags Great Adventure. Okay, so when I was thinking about it, I had no idea what they would put in. They practically have everything. Yeah, they don't have a Giga, or a Wing, or a Dive, or so many more types of coasters, but practically all of those are way out of Six Flags' budget. So I decided to look at Google Earth to see how much open space they have and see if that could help point me in the right direction, but I found nothing. No open space, no rides that I could see closing, nothing. So since I have to pick something, keep in mind that I do not think this will happen, but I think they'll get rid of Runaway Mine Train and put in a Premier Rides launch coaster like West Coast Racers or Icebreaker. Again, I have no idea what it'll be and where it'll go, so this is what I went with. Maybe they could pull over Bolton and do a last turn over the water to pay homage to the former attraction. I honestly don't have a clue. So for Six Flags Great Adventure, I predict a Premier Rides launch coaster. Our next park is Six Flags Fiesta Texas. This one was a bit tricky. They have an RMC Hybrid, a Premier Launch, an SNS Freespin, and an RMC Raptor, so I didn't really know what they needed. In 2019, Six Flags worked with SNS to build Max Force, an air launch coaster. It was a success, at least I think so, because I saw many 3-hour waits for this ride. So that's what I'm going with, an SNS air launch coaster. They already have a regular launch coaster in Poltergeist, so that's why I think it'll be air launched. Something quick like Max Force would be great. A quick, intense adrenaline rush. As for where, I could see them removing the go-karts and Pandemonium. This will lead to a decent plot of land for a coaster. I could see Six Flags going with a superhero thing, considering it's right next to Wonder Woman. I don't know. My final prediction is an SNS air launch coaster for Six Flags Fiesta Texas. Hey guys, Editing Ryan here. Now I also think that they could also put in an Axis, or it could be a compressed air launch coaster with the Axis trains. I don't know. But yeah, just keep that in mind. It could also be that, but I don't have the effort to redo this entire segment. So yeah, thanks for watching. And here we have Six Flags New England. For rides they might remove, it was obvious. I think they removed their 2 boomerangs, or at least their giant inverted boomerang. This ride gets very poor reception among riders. Plus, it's down all the time. If they remove this, then they could probably fit an RMC Raptor clone, but if they remove both boomerangs, they can go with custom layout. And yeah, that's my final prediction. Now we're taking a look at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. This park has been getting a lot of attention recently, with Joker in 2016, Harley Quinn in 2018, Batman in 2019, and Sidewinder Safari in 2020. Now, I really think that an RMC Raptor would fit this park perfectly, but California's Great America is just 50 miles away. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what they could add. I think they'll remove Kong, but I just don't know what they would add in its place. So this is a very random prediction, but I think they'll get the next Chance Rides Hyper GTX. I have no idea what they could add, so that's why this is stupid and definitely not gonna happen. But I have to put something. Maybe it's a clone of Lightning Run at Kentucky Kingdom. So my prediction for Six Flags Discovery Kingdom is a Chance Rides Hyper GTX. Next up is Six Flags Mexico in Mexico City. Now, when I was looking at this park's lineup, my mind screamed RMC Raptor. However, considering Six Flags identifies this park drawing from 30.7 million people, I think this park has a chance of getting the first RMC T-Rex. Maybe I'm getting a little too ahead of myself, but I could see it happening. Although I could see them go the Jersey Devil route, but just having longer trains to accommodate more people. But I don't know where the heck they'll put this thing. I found no open spaces on Google Earth, and I'm not familiar with the park, so I don't have the slightest idea of where it'll go or what attractions they might remove. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. I have no clue where they'll put it. So my final prediction for Six Flags in Mexico is an RMC Raptor in an unknown location. And now we have Six Flags over Texas, the original Six Flags park. This park was kind of hard, but once I checked Google Earth, it dawned on me. This park is La Vibora. We have seen several of these bobsled coasters by the dust, and now I think it's La Vibora's turn. Plus, this coaster sucks. This was by far my worst favorite coaster before I rode Outlaw Run. I think they'll remove La Vibora and put in an RMC Raptor. I think it'll be a custom layout, although there's a slight chance of them going with the clone, but the reason I don't think they will is because Six Flags Fiesta Texas is in the same state. So I think they want to be a little bit more unique. I know we're talking about Six Flags that clones everything everywhere, but I still think they'll go with a custom layout. So yeah, that's my final prediction. And now we're moving on to Six Flags over Georgia. This one is also hard to think about what they could add. Here's what I came up with. I think they'll either convert Georgia Scorcher to a Floralist, or they'll get an S&S free spin. I'm leaning towards the free spin because I've heard some good things about Georgia Scorcher, or at least not bad things. As for where, they have several possibilities. The first one is that they could replace their go-karts. The second is that they could cut out a tiny piece of land in the parking lot and put it between their go-karts and Batman. Of these two, I personally think they'll take out a sliver of the parking lot and put it there. So yeah, my final prediction is either an S&S free spin on the parking lot or a transformation of Georgia Scorcher into a Floralist. The 10th park we are looking at is Six Flags Darien Lake. This was yet another park that was quite obvious to me. I think they're RMC Predator. This ride looks like an old trashy den with a few good airtime moments. I've also heard that this ride is incredibly rough. If you want proof, look no further than Airtime Thrills. Immelman Footers made a really cool rendering of what RMC Predator might look like. I suggest you go check it out. The link is in the video description. Anyway, that's that. There's my final prediction. Our next park is Six Flags St. Louis. This is yet another park that was quite easy to predict. I think they'll put in an RMC Raptor clone. They just closed Tidal Wave, a shoot-the-chute ride, so they'll have some space there. And I know for a fact it'll fit considering Six Flags Fiesta Texas removed their shoot-the-chute ride and replaced it with Wonder Woman. So my final prediction for Six Flags St. Louis is an RMC Raptor clone where Tidal Wave once stood. Now we're going to be looking at Six Flags America. For this park, I have several theories, two of them involving relocations. My first theory is that Great America will relocate V2 to this park. My second theory is that the Pandemonium clone that I predicted to be removed at Six Flags Fiesta Texas will go here. My third theory is that they'll RMC Roar. I'm leaning towards V2 considering America is getting a lot of rides that Great America doesn't want, and V2 does not get a lot of attendance. At least I believe. I never see a line longer than 5 minutes for this ride. Six Flags RMC'd Roar at Discovery Kingdom in 2016, and for some reason, I don't think the other clone at America will follow suit. Kinda like how I don't think Cedar Fair will RMC Hurler at Carowinds. As for where, I think they'll remove Batwing. Vekoma discontinued the parts to maintain Vekoma Flying Dutchmans, and I've heard that Batwing is always down. And with Kings Island already removing Firehawk, I think Batwing is the next coaster to bite the dust. So my final prediction for Six Flags America is the relocation of V2 to Batwing's plot of land. La Ronde in Montreal is the next park we're going to be looking at. They just removed Super Menage, or however you pronounce that, and this is where I really think the Fiesta Texas Pandemonium will go. Both rides are compact and I think it'll fit. If not, there's also the plot of land where Copa used to stand. If Pandemonium goes to America, then I could see a Raptor clone going here, but I don't think Six Flags will want to pour that much money towards this park. I know we're only talking about $7 million, but, I mean, we're talking about La Ronde. Now we're taking a look at Six Flags Great Escape. I don't think anything is coming here, so for argument's sake, I think they'll add a kiddie coaster. That's that. I don't have anything to say. They'll just keep on adding flats. Our last park is Frontier City. Nothing is going here. The fact that they got a kiddie coaster is a miracle. I don't see anything coming here. They'll just keep on adding mediocre flats, just like Great Escape. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye.